Welcome ladies and gentlemen, it's Targran bringing you yet another episode of Lore of League of Legends. This time it will be the much anticipated and requested Void. We'll start off with introducing you to a general history and later describing two examples of people who had contact with the Void itself, Malzahar and Kassadin. In this particular episode we'll focus on Malzahar, prophet of the Void and a little friend he has brought from the other side. While our upcoming episode will explain to you the history of Kassadin. Enjoy. Shurima Desert in its current form has been created during the Rune Wars of the past. Battles fought here and magical storms have destroyed local environments, leaving only harsh, barren desert. The sun is burning every pitch of land, making it almost impossible to live here. Armadillos are one of the very few races that can survive in such a hot climate. Of course it wasn't always the case. In the past, Shurima was a great and mighty civilization, feared and respected by everyone on the continent alike. Citizens of the kingdom were skillful craftsmen. There was no one who could get even close to their mastery in using sandstone for construction and sculptures. Many of their works still remain on the desert. With their arms crossed over their chests, they are watching the world around them with their golden eyes. Shurima's mages were one of the most powerful spellcasters of Valoran, trained in temples of the Falcon. They would spend years working on their craft. Young apprentices have been learning about every aspect of magic. Not only using it for your own needs, but also about its chaotic nature. But many were not satisfied with the teachings of their masters. They wanted something else. They wanted to gain more power, more control over their magic. It's unknown whether they succeeded or not, but there is still much to discover. Mysterious floating pyramids floating around the sands of Shurima still draw attention of many treasure hunters, and mages look for ancient artifacts. One who succeeded was Ezrael, the prodigal explorer who has gained significant magical power after finding an amulet hidden deep inside one of the pyramids. There's one more secret, one place hidden deep beneath the sands of the eastern desert, past the Voodoo lands. Icathia, ancient city that had been lost ages ago, and since then it was considered to be a myth and not a historical place. Many explorers had found the cities, but almost none were able to come back and share their experience. There were only two, Kassadin and Malzahar. Both spellcasters had entered the city and both had found secrets within its ancient texts. The manuscripts were hiding a secret of contacting the Void. While many believed the Void to be an empty dimension, it is in fact a realm full of brutal, bloodthirsty, and yet intelligent entities that seek to enter other dimensions and ruin them for unknown reasons. And as we all know, if you gaze into the abyss, it also looks into you. Both Kassadin and Malzahar alike were corrupted by the Void. Their reaction to it was completely different. Malzahar had been born as a seer, living amongst the few that still inhabit unfriendly lands of Shurima Desert. His gift of predicting the future had been useful not only to him, but everyone around him as well. But while it was a powerful gift, there was also a dark side to it. His ability to see through lines of time had made him vulnerable while he was unconscious. Every night, in his dreams, he could hear dark whispers. Whispers coming from somewhere beyond Valoran, and beyond the whole of Runeterra. Whispers of the Void had been growing louder, planting a seed of darkness inside the seer's heart. With every day passing, it was harder to silence the voices that Malzahar could hear. He would finally give in to the temptation and travel to the east, in order to find the lost city of Icathia. He ventured deep into the ancient city and explored it, looking for what had been calling him. And after many long hours, he did. Malzahar had found himself kneeling in front of a crumbling obelisk, surrounded with statues of dark gods from beyond this world. He didn't try to run, as his shifting vision into the future had been taken away from him, instead gifting him with another image, beasts of the Void feasting upon Runeterra. His mind was weak, the voices in his head had ruined him, and now he became completely submissive to the Void's call. He accepted its dark gift, and so he was completely reborn with the new power that was given to him. Now Malzahar was more than a seer. He was now prophet of the Void, and his intention was to carry its voice to the League of Legends. When the prophet had been reborn somewhere on the other side, deep in the Void, another creature had felt something weird. During the rebirth of Malzahar, the barrier between Runeterra and the Void had been weakened. It had been weak enough that a single creature could make its way through to the other side, and so it did. Following his curiosity, the small beast had stepped into the ruins of the ancient city. He tasted the ruins and they tasted good. He was fascinated by how colourful and tasty this world was. And so, the great journey had begun. Kog'Maw, the mouth of the abyss, was not given his name for no reason after all. He would explore the weird world that he didn't know, doing the only thing he knew, by eating it. He has made his way all the way from Shurima Desert to the Institute of War. Fauna and flora alike have been eaten by Kog'Maw, who was fascinated by the sheer variety of tastes, aromas and colours surrounding him. Flowers, bushes, trees, worms, dogs, deers, or even small tribes of nomads that had been trying to stop him. No one could stand against the beast, who didn't seem to bother with the rules of physics. No matter how small Kog'Maw himself is, he could easily eat objects much larger than himself. That can be credited to his caustic saliva, instantly melting anything that even touched his mouth. When Kog'Maw had finally reached the Institute of War, leaving nothing but destruction in his footsteps, he had been greeted by Malzahar and offered an opportunity he couldn't pass, to taste the best Valoran had to offer. The greatest warriors and mages of unspeakable power. That was enough to get the mouth of the abyss on his side. And that's all we prepared for you this time round. But as mentioned previously, we got another episode that will give you a look into the world of Kassadin, who had reacted to his expedition to the Void in a completely opposite way. Until then, however, we hope you liked the video. Please leave your suggestions and comments below. And you can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or go back and watch all the previous episodes. And as always, I'll see you next time.